We are entering the second week of the 65th Wyoming Legislative Session. Today I'm joined by Representative Brown of House District 9. Governor Gordon is the first Wyoming governor in 56 years to give his State of the State address during his first week in office. What impressed you most about that speech?
You know, I think the biggest thing that impressed me was that he did it back to back with his inaugural address, but more importantly, there was a few themes that were brought into both of those addresses. The biggest one that struck me during the State of the State address is his incredible knowledge of the problems that we face as a state and his willingness to want to work with the legislature.
And I see that you're sponsoring House Bill 115. I understand that in certain situations, this would allow someone to enter a vehicle during an emergency to help a person or animal.
Wyoming does have a Good Samaritan clause in our laws, but it lacks sufficient structure for us to be able to rescue live people or live animals in this scenario.
Now, what's the impetus behind the bill?
So the impetus behind this bill is we've all seen the videos on Facebook and or Instagram where we see these children and or animals that have been trapped in these cars, and they are panting, they are screaming, they're crying. This bill hits home. This bill hits every single person that when you see something happening in a car in a crowded parking lot and it's 95 degrees out, there shouldn't be an animal locked in that car or a child locked in that car. And this protects you if you want to go in and save those types of situations. You have to follow certain criteria, but this is something that I feel strongly about and make sure that people have the protections needed to save lives when needed.
Going into the second week of session, what are you most looking forward to?
Actually getting some of the bills moving forward. And once we get some bills rolling in through committees and whatnot, that's when things start getting hot and heavy with the legislative process.
Thank you so much for coming on our show and giving us this legislative update.
Absolutely.
Residents can get involved in a number of ways. You can come to the Jonah, however, if that is not possible, all of the legislative processes occurring in the House and Senate chambers are live streamed on the Legislative Service website. That's wyoleg.gov. You can also contact any of your representatives or senators.